Peace, family. It's your boy Zay-P. Zay-P the I am. I am that I am, as you are that you are, for we are all that we are. From the individual to the many, for the many is the all, and the all is one. So, it's your boy Zay. I'm back at it today. I'm feeling really connected with spirit right now, and I'm feeling really connected with energy. There's a lot of muck to be processed through the current transition that we're in. There's a lot of changes happening in flux. At the same time, things are settling. Many people are getting settled into the way things are, this new normal. Let's be clear, this is a holdover for what the new normal will be. This is just a stopgap measure, and it's a transitionary period to get us all enrolled into the newer systems, such as being so digitally connected, being so plugged in, that we will start making more investments in VR, that we will start making more investments in AR, and anything that allows us to work from home, and anything that allows us to develop and step into this kind of new economy that's bursting, and these kind of new ways of life. So this point that we're in, where it's all about lockdowns and people think that this is going to be the new normal, this is just a stopgap measure. This is how they start to get us to acclimate, to start to be more comfortable with engaging online, with working online, with working remotely, working from home. This is how they start to acclimate us to more things like receiving socialized benefits, whether it's these $1,000 checks that they're sending, or whatever kind of social gestures, because they're just gestures. They're not actually helping anybody, but these gestures to kind of appease people, and to get people okay with the fact that a lot of the old jobs have gone, with the fact that the ways of the world is changing, with the fact that a lot of the major corporations don't give a damn about what's happening with real people. And so the government is trying to, they're not bailing us out, but they're giving us these little gestures to get us to comply with what is and get acclimated and used to what will be. So understanding that this new normal is not a new normal, it's a stopgap measure, and that there's changes happening all around us that we are not seeing, that people are not looking at. You know, the conversation turns to the corona. People stop talking about the 5G, although that still has very real implications for us and where our current society is going, you know, with the evolution of technology, with the evolution of things. And so spirit and energy is just feeling really called to making me feel really called to offer a little light language, a little light language healing for the collective. So for those who do not know, light language is, as I describe it, a language and communication of the soul, of the higher multidimensional self. Okay. Ikata ana ai te ya ko ina la ya ka ya ra te tuoti. Iana tatawa ka yana la hai tatatone o isakai yanai. Ho ni kai hoti atata mama kwa griri. Wa yara ka hiana taya. Ho ina titi atata ko ahi. Shiate. The planet is aligning. There's a lot of dense energy and harsh and pain and suffering that needs to be transmuted. And Gaia is taking it all in. All of our crap, all of our muck, all of our density. Gaia is shouldering the burden of it all for our sakes. The transmutation process happens and occurs organically, that we may continue to rise up, that we may continue to step into higher vibrations. But as such, that requires the densest of dense, the earth itself, to absorb our density and transmute it. It's in this transmutational process that we see everything come to the surface. All of our crap is coming to the surface, whether through natural disasters, whether through plagues and famine and illness. All of these things coming to the surface at the same time, all of the transitions we're going through as we evolve intellectually and even spiritually. So there are a lot of things at play, and spirit is here to guide you, to work with you, to allow you to know that you are protected, that you are provided for, that you are a valued aspect of this process, and that your light is needed. Spirit is with you so that you can not feel alone during these times, and so that you can know you are still connected, regardless of how disconnected the society may make you feel. We are all one. All of the manipulations currently taking place are just distractions from the truth. The truth is the self. Within the self is direct power to our source, is direct influence over our reality. Yes, there are influences and triggers from all around us. Many of the liberals who hate Trump, hating Trump for whatever reason, because they believe he will be a horrible negative influence culturally or over the society, versus many right-wingers who hated Obama. People who hate it just because of the color of skin, or because they feel he would be a negative aspect over society. But if you take a step back, if you look back through all of our history, through all of the presidents we've had here, regardless of who came and who went, you remained. Your life still intact. Was it affected by different policy changes? Perhaps. But you were still in control of your life. You still had sovereignty within the self. All of these external changes, all of these external influences and forces are simply illusions, distractions from the self. The self in the present moment is where our power lies. This is where we have the ability to completely impact and affect everything in our reality. The more present you can be, the more honest you can be, the more your truth will ripple throughout the culture, the more you will affect the planet far beyond you may even imagine. The world needs you now. It needs you to step up and step into your sovereignty. It needs you to step into your sovereignty for the choice to come. There are big decisions to be made going forward. You can sit back and wait for the authority. Sit back and wait for those who you've given your power to. Or you can take control of your life in the present moment, in your authentic and honest self, and create that which you wish. In order to do so, it requires great courage, and it requires the choice. Will you be following? Will you be one who is led? Or will you lead? Will you lead for yourself? Will you lead for your family? We need not be led by a collective oversoul or a collective overseer. We do not need these things. Yet historically, we've allowed ourselves to culturally believe that. Now is the time that we can start to change that. We can start to see alternatives The idea of rebel and rebellion sounds harsh and sounds negative, but rebellion simply meaning the sovereignty, the authority, the right to do as thou wilt, as thou will. For thy will is law for thyself, but not the small will. It can be the small will, but the grander will. When our smaller wills are aligned with our grander selves, we start to see that the wills are one and the same, and just two sides of the same coin. This vessel used to desire fame, used to wish to be famous and be an actor and be seen. The higher self only wished to be heard, to deliver messages of truth that would help uplift and enlighten the world. Once the lower self and the higher self aligned, the will for fame floundered, it evaporated. The realization came that that idea was an illusion, but the truth was that the desire to be seen, to be heard, to be felt, the desire to impact change, the desire to bring people back to themselves, that was the real desire for the fame. The fame was the illusion, but the truth was from the higher self, the desire to connect. Your smaller wills can align with your higher wills. Be truthful, be authentic, and you can step into that. Know thyself. Express thyself. Allow thy will, thy true will, to influence thy own reality. Atiyanaka awe, ayakahari, anata babawe. It was known ancient civilizations on this planet knew the need for synchronicity, synchronization, the need for balance between our mother and ourselves, and the need for balance between the father and ourselves. See, the father and the mother, two sides of the same coin, the heaven, the earth. It is you. You are the life within. You are the tree of life that is connected and rooted into the earth, that is reaching to the heavens. It is in your truth that reality is expressed, that reality is understood. When you give away your truth, when you give away your power, when you allow the world to dictate to you what your truth is, well, then you're no longer a tree of life. You merely become a plastic tree, an automaton. One of these trees that are bought for Christmas time and shoved into the closet. Not actually producing oxygen, not actually producing air, not creating beauty, just a facsimile of the self. No, you want to be a true tree. You want to be rooted deep into the earth. You want to be reaching higher and higher to more profound levels of heaven, more profound levels of truth and insight. And that only starts when you recognize your power in the present moment, your power in the here and now, your power as the true self. Do you know thyself? Can you be true to you despite the world? And this is not to say go out and be reckless and abandon all logic or, abandon all reason and defy all laws. No. This is to say, regardless of all of that, can you find your true self and hold your spot? Stand your ground and express truth. This healing, it is healing to express that truth. And this healing spreads and infects others. The more we can spread our truths, our knowledge, our insight to others, the more others can get in touch with their truth, and we can affect global change. The time is now. The world is shifting. How will you affect the shift? Will you be shifted by the world? Or will you hold your grounds and allow the world to shift around your truth? It is time. No longer are you to give away your power. Reclaim this present moment. Reclaim the now. Reclaim yourself, that you may reclaim the future, that you may reclaim this world. For at the moment, it is no longer ours. And when I say ours, I mean the collectives. For it is held within the hands of few, being controlled by few, while the many, many, many sleep. It is time for the many to wake, and for our voices and our truths to be held and upholded and affirmed. Know thyself. If you do not get to know thyself, this is the time for that. This holdover, this time out. The best way to make use of that is to get in touch with thyself, and to get in touch with what thou wishes for your life. The government won't give it to you. The churches won't give it to you. No one, no thing can give it to you. Save yourself. Pun intended. You are the only person who can save yourself. Your ancestors wanted this for you. This is a long lineage throughout this planet. It is time we shore up our forces. It is time we reclaim our strength. It is time. The world is shifting. Shifted to your accord. Do not be shifted by the accord of others. Aki ata ana hakwe ata aliya hati ni kiarawa sina so sia na laka awe aya ati. So there's so much support for us on the other side. They're rooting for us. They're praying for us. They're screaming at us. Wake up. Reclaim your power. Whether you choose to believe this or you choose to believe that, understand it is your choice. No one else's. Stop letting the world control you. Control your choices. It is all up to you now. Wow. Okay, so I didn't expect all of that to come through. I thought I was just going to do some light language. But the messages came heavy and hard. And I feel so much heart abundance. And man, it just feels like they're just pleading for us to take back our power. And I don't know about you, but that's what I'm doing. So, take back your power now. That's all I got to say for this one, y'all. Peace and blessings.